Hello, good morning and welcome to this yoga tutorial. You guys had a little vote on the Facebook page and you voted for more yoga, more breathing, more meditation, and I know there was quite a split with the sort of other votes, so we're going to look at doing much more to cover all of the things that you voted for on the page. Do keep voting if you want to see something on this page that is going to help you in your life, and I will create the material that helps you with that. So my plan is to try and release a video on Mondays, which is going to be your short yoga tutorial. I really want to make this accessible to everybody, so regardless of age, body type, mobility issues, so I will do my best to give you lots of modifications as well, which is the way I teach. So I'm not somebody that is going to teach you to do, headstand, handstand on these tutorials, that's for sure. It's just about general mobility, getting your body moving. Think of it like a tin man. If you're like the tin man and you've got aches and pains and stiffness and tightness, that this little bit of movement every day or at least a few times a week is going to really help keep everything mobile and just oil those joints and muscles and ligaments and tissues that need it. So when you're ready, just go ahead and take a comfortable seat. So I'm sitting on a yoga bolster. You don't need a yoga bolster. You could just simply grab some cushions off your couch to lift up your hips just a little bit. So to start with, if you're trying to sit cross-legged and you're tight in the hips, you're going to find your knees flying up around your chest. You're not going to be comfortable. So do sit up a little bit on something, block, a yoga block. You can pick up from anywhere, cushions, pillows, just to begin. So this is just to center ourselves if we've just been running around, just to bring ourselves into the moment. So all we're going to do with a straight spine, we're going to close the eyes, drop your shoulders, start to just relax your physical body. So right away here, you might notice as you're seated, you might notice the places that you feel tight and tense, and that's okay. It is normal. That is why you're here. So just be okay with that and see if you can offer these places the chance to just relax as much as possible. So with your mind's eye, with your attention, all you're going to do is begin at the head and just work your way down. So you might go into your neck. You might even notice before your neck that you're screwing your eyes tight, you're not sure what to expect. So relax the backs of the eyes. And then definitely work a few breaths around your shoulders, which is where most people carry tension. Take a breath in. Take a breath out and shrug the shoulders away from the ears. And then just travel down your arms into your hands and fingers. Relax the fingers. You might be clenching the fists here. Just anything you notice. It is brilliant. It's more than most people are going to notice without this practice. So if you find an area where it feels tight, then you're just going to congratulate yourself on that and let it go the best you can. Another area can be the chest, definitely the stomach. Use your out breath to relax and let go. Spend a few breaths around the hips, the back, the low back. If you're sitting really straight because you're doing yoga and you think, I have to sit like Buddha, then just soften and relax, let that go. Relax the legs, shin bones, feet. Take another breath in. Let it go. Drop your chin to your chest. And then just start to ease into your neck by taking a few circles one way. Ease into the neck. It's a really great practice just to do in the mornings. Just tapping into all those key areas of the body that have been stagnant and still overnight. And let's do 3 the other way. So listen for any communication from your body. Notice if you're kind of flying around like a Catherine wheel, slow it down. It's very common, if you're new to this practice, I see it with beginners. You can spot a beginner every single time in a yoga studio, not because they are not flexible, not because they can't get the leg behind the head, because they're doing everything faster than everyone else. Yeah, so you're not used to slowing down. So take the time. Now let's move into the shoulders. Inhale, squeeze the shoulders up, back, and down on the exhale. Again, we're not going like this, we're going slow. Train yourself. Big squeeze. Get the most out of this 20 minutes or so that we're going to be here. We're not going to be here too long. Let's do one more. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And shake it off. Okay, now come off the support. We'll start to move into the spinal column. You're going to make your way onto your hands and knees. Now, if you're on a hard surface, you might find your knees are complaining. So get 2 mats instead of 1. Yeah, double up your mats. Create some padding or put a blanket under your knees. So you're going to take your hands, and you're not going to take them like when you swim. You're going to spread your fingers. Get action and energy into the fingers. Make sure your hands are directly under your shoulders so that you've got that nice direct channel of energy going straight down, and walk your knees under your hips. Now work into the spine by dropping the belly, lifting your head and tail, breathing in, breathing out, ripple from the tailbone. So tuck the tail, tuck the belly, arch the spine, and then move your head to look towards your knees, chin in. Again, start from your tailbone, start to tilt the tailbone, drop the belly, see if you can feel it moving all the way up your spine, finishing with the head, breathing in. Keep going on your own, breathing out, tuck and roll. This is a great one to do in the morning. So you're syncing up movement with breath, and you're getting your spinal column moving, so all that stagnant energy that is locked into your spine, you're just freeing it up. As you breathe in this way, you can breathe in through the nose, breathe out through the mouth, really tuck the navel up to the spine, suck the low belly in and breathe out. So this is also firing up your metabolism. This is metabolic breathing. So it's got added benefits that you wouldn't believe. Such a simple movement. So it's going to increase your metabolism. Metabolic rate, metabolism. I couldn't say it. So if you're doing this before you've eaten, which you should do really, you're going to get that going so that when you eat, you're going to digest your food better, quicker. Good. Make this your last one. Sit back onto your heels. Now, if you can't sit all the way back onto your heels, don't worry about it. Just do your best. Push your hips back as far as you can towards your heels. Walk your hands out. This is extended child's pose. Drop your head, relax your shoulders. So you might be a little bit more up here. You might need something under your head, like one of your pillows. So you can take what you need from this pose, that's okay. In time, you'll be able to fold into the full pose. And breathe here, relax the back. So it doesn't matter where you are, it just matters that you're here. Okay, stretch out the fingers once more. Tuck the toes under. So we're going to come into a downward facing dog. Okay, so that's an inverted V shape. Spreading the fingers, it's really important that you press into the fingertips so that you're not going to get wrist pain. Lift up the hips, keep the knees bent, drop the head, lift up the hips as high as you can so you can create this inverted V shape. Now just start to press slowly one heel down. Again, if you're new to the practice, you might be used to working at a million miles an hour. Like, you might start pedaling your feet like this. Just slow it down, really try and tell yourself you can go slower. Slower is better in our yoga practice because we get to feel every ligament and tendon stretch. So feel what you feel down the hamstring, Achilles tendon, back of the calf, into the toes. Really stretch out. Feel the back stretching, feel the shoulders, relax your neck. So it's a real full body awareness exercise here. And then we're going to walk forward. So you're going to take baby steps. You might need to come up onto the fingertips. That's okay. You're going to keep your knees really bent. So you might think, oh, I've got really tight hamstrings. That's all right. Walk forwards the best you can. Keep your knees bent. So your knees are bent and you're relaxing your body over your legs. Really relaxing the back. Relax your neck. Shake a little left and right. And then to come up, this is really important. So the first time you do this, if you've not done it with me before, just have a look. You're going to need to bend your knees. And I want you to really drop your tailbone down, yeah? So you're not coming up with straight legs like this. We don't want you to come up with straight legs. Bend the knees, drop the tailbone so your knees are super bent. And then you just start to tuck and roll again. That spinal movement. So you're going to use your legs to spinal roll up. And your head is going to lift last. So you're stacking your head on top of your spine. Does that make sense? Good. And then you're going to bring your hands to your chest, to your heart center, and I'm going to take you through a sun salutation. This is going to be your basic, fundamental building block to many of the routines that we're going to do. So you need to perfect this one, well, not perfect it, but understand the movements. So here we go. I'm going to bend the knees, and on a breath in, we take the arms out and up. And on a breath out, we bend the knees again and we fold forwards. On a breath in, we slide the hands up the shins, tuck the elbows in, and we come to what we call a flat back position. So we're just going to squeeze the elbows in. So our back is not rounded like this. If your back is rounded like this because you've got tight hamstrings and tightness in the shoulders and the back, do your best to tilt your tailbone like we do with cat-cow and squeeze your shoulders. So think cat-cow here and try and lengthen through the spine so you'll come into this flat position. Maybe walk to a mirror and have a little look. On your next breath out, slide your hands down to the mat and then walk your big step back with your right leg, big step back with your left leg, and you come to a high plank position. So technique here is not to drop your belly. You're going to put pressure on the spine. So pull your ribs in, press the floor away with your hands. If this is too hard, you just put your knees down, no problem. And you build strength. So we have high plank. And then we're going to put the knees down and back to that familiar pose, child's pose. Drop your head, relax your back. Tuck your toes under. This is another sequence in this sequence that we need to learn. So we're going to keep our arms stretching out. Bring the shoulders over the hands. So we're not tucked up into this box shape here. Your hands are reach as far as you can. Then you bring your shoulders to your hands. So you end up in a hands and knees plank. So same thing applies. We're not going to let the belly drop down like this. We're going to suck the belly in, pull the ribs in. And then we're going to bend our elbows, not out to the side. Wrap your arms around so the inner elbows point and shine forwards. And then go down with the elbows squeeze. They should be grazing the ribs. chest comes down, hips comes down, toes comes down. Then we've got baby cobra, inhaling up to baby cobra. Tuck the toes again, come back up to your hands and your knees, lift your knees, downward dog. So we hold it here for a couple of breaths. You can repeat that pedal out. And then we're going to walk it forwards. So same thing as you did earlier. So baby steps forwards, feet are hip distance apart, soft bend in the knees, spinal roll up, and start to hit your arms out and up on a breath in. Hands come together on a breath out. Slide your hands down to the rib cage. So that is a really good all-in-one. If you don't know anything else, you don't remember anything else, your sun salutation sequence is a great way to get your heart rate up. So what you can do is you can repeat that if you want a bit of a longer practice. So you could do a good thing to do would be to do 3 rounds of your Surya Namaskar A. So do your little warm up before, your cat cow, your child's pose, your downward dog, and then straight into it. Okay, we're going to do Surya Namaskar A straight through again without as much guidance from me so that you can get into a flow. So here we go. I will cue each movement. Take a breath in. Breathe out, bend the knees. Breathe in, arms out and up. Breathe out, bend the knees and fold. Breathe in, slide to your flat back position. Breathe out, slide the hands down, step back to plank. Remember your form, remember your shape. Drop the knees. Exhale into child's pose. Tuck the toes. Make this nice and fluid once you get the hang of it. Shoulders forwards, elbows bent, chest comes down, hips come down. Baby cobra. Lift back up to the hands and knees, back up to the downward dog. Pedal and breathe. Deep breath in, deep breath out. And we walk it forwards all the way to the top of the mat. Bend the knees, push into the feet, sweep the arms out and up. Hands come together, exhale, hands to heart. So pause the video if you want to just repeat that, yeah? Get going, do 2-3 rounds. If you can't remember it perfectly, don't worry, do your best. When you've done as many rounds as you want to do, I would advise you to come to what we call mountain pose. So feet are hip distance apart, palms just shining forwards, shoulders back and down. Close your eyes, soft knees, and just breathe here. So just notice how you feel, notice the body, notice the mind, notice the breath. Let everything just settle down. Think of the image of a snow globe that you've just shaken up, and all the snow, the breath, the blood, the prana, the chi is just settling down. Notice your energy, notice how you feel. And then when you're ready, come back down, take a seat. So you can sit back up on your support, block, pillow, cross the legs at the ankles, and just rest your arms down on your legs again. Close your eyes and just notice. So it's not a lot that we've done, but it's enough to get the heart rate pumping, enough to move your body in all different directions. You have everything you need in the sun salutation sequence. You've got back bend, forward bends, stretches for the hamstrings, movement for the shoulders, strength building in your plank. So it's a really wonderful tool to get the blood pumping in the morning, to move your body, to get rid of any stagnant energy and staleness. So be grateful, be thankful for the practice, be grateful to yourself for showing up to do the practice. Well done, amazing job. When you're ready, take a breath in. Let it go. Bring your hands together, drop your head down to your hands and blink your eyes open. Namaste. Thank you so much. Even if you've done this before, it's always really, really worthwhile going back and keeping that beginner's mindset. So just keeping that beginner's mindset just keeps it fresh, helps you to find something new in your practice. If you've enjoyed this practice and you've learned something or you've got something from it, please drop a comment in the comments section below. Let us know how you're getting on. I would love to know who is doing these practices so that it helps me to determine whether to keep doing them, whether to do something different. So give me your feedback, whatever that may be. I'm really grateful for any comments and interaction from you guys. So thank you so much for joining me. Have a lovely week and I'll see you again next Monday. Namaste.